Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel on the African Center for Enterprise and Capacity Development, Enterprise TV. Like you know, my channel is SSS with Osayi Tres Omokaro. By that I mean starting, sustaining and scaling your business. Today we're going to be looking at building a strong brand. We'll look at the importance of branding and how to develop a memorable brand. You know, a lot of time we talk about working to have major stake in the market shares. But the truth of the matter is, one other very fundamental shares that we need to hold as a business is the mind share of our customers. Sometimes you want to imagine a brand as popular as Coca-Cola still spending money engaging in advertisements, promotional product services, supporting various events just to make sure that they remain perpetually in your mind. Today we're going to be looking at how you can do the same for your business. You may not have the big budgets that these big brands have, but there are cost-effective ways to make this happen for you as a small business or mid-sized business. Those are the things that we're going to be looking at today. First, we'll be looking at the 5 reasons why you need to consider branding your business. So let's get in and look at this step by step. First, we must understand that a strong brand is much more than a logo, your tagline. It is the overall perception of your brand in the mind of your customers. One thing you must first know as we begin to delve into this is that your brand is not about what you say. For instance, if you're watching me from Nigeria, I used to cite this when I'm teaching physically. I ask questions like, when you hear the Nigerian police, what comes up in your mind? Whatever you put there is the brand, because the way you perceive them is who they are. So the way customers perceive you is who you are in their perception. So it's not about just your logo, as important as your logo. It's not about your tagline. It's not about the things you call yourself. It's about your behavior, your disposition, your working, your ability to serve them. You know, all of these build that perception in their heart. So now let's look at 5 reasons why you need to consider intentionally branding your products, yourself, your business, and your organization. The very first reason why branding is important is customer recognition. The customers need to be able to know you from amongst the many. That's where your logo comes in. That's where your color codes and all of those paraphernalia, that's how they come in. But the truth is, it's way more than that, but that is very important. There are brands that have gotten to a peak level that sometimes they can sell their logo and transfer all of those perceptions that they have built over the years to a new brand just by their logo. So while we say that it's not all about the logo is important. Your colors are important because these are the things that makes the customers to identify you from amongst many. Then the second reason why you need to consider branding, particularly way beyond your logo, and delve into creating intentional perception for your customers, is customer loyalty. You know, your brand is like a bait. All of the externalities of your brand is like a bait. But when they bring in the customer, their experience while they engage with you is what creates the loyalty that will make them continuously engage with you. So customer loyalty is the second reason why you need to consider your branding. The third is competitive advantage. You know, the truth is, the world has become so busy that every little thing you do to your customer will give you an edge above every other business within that space. So your brand, your consciousness of your brand deliverable is what will help you get that competitive advantage amongst many businesses within your space. So you want to be intentional about your engagement with your customers. You want to be intentional about what you are creating. In fact, somebody said, even you as an individual, when you are misunderstood, it's your fault. So you want to take it on yourself that when the customer leaves your office dissatisfied, you don't want to ask what happened. Just understand that we have done something wrong and ask, how can we fix it? Then the fourth is trust and credibility. Trust in today's world is an asset. It's an asset, especially now that anybody can claim to be an authority in whatever field. Recently, I was watching something and somebody was talking about the power of trust. And he talked about the fact that you're not feeling too well and you get into the hospital, you see someone wearing white robe with a stethoscope over his neck or her neck, and the person says, pull your undies, and he brings out a syringe to give you an injection. The reason you are allowing that person to do that is because just seeing the way the person is dressed, you ascribe some level of authority to that person, and you ascribe some level of trust to that person, and you allow the person to do whatever they want to do just to give you treatment. So customers want to be able to trust you enough to be able to say that if this brand stands behind this, we can take it to the bank. So it takes a lot of brand work. It takes a lot of intentionality to bring your business to that state where your customers can trust and take your word for whatever it is. Then the fifth is financial value. Every brand carries financial value. The way you position your brand matters a lot. Some of us have done everything we could to position our brand to be appealing to people who can pay very, very minimally for our services. So sometimes you come to a state where you say, I'm doing a lot, but I'm not making the money I should be making. Go back and check your brand. You may have positioned yourself to serve the lower echelon of your market. So when you begin to alter your brand and begin to position yourself as an authority, people at the peak begins to see you. We've heard these comments over and over when people say your network determine your net worth. But the truth is, your net worth, your perception of yourself, your value that you have for yourself and your organization determines the network that you attract. So your brand perception determines the network that you attract, and that network comes back to amplify your self-worth or your net worth. So sometimes you want to go back and take a deep look at yourself, at your brand, and say, how do we really position ourselves? Because a successful business is a business that is perceived right by its customers. So these are 5 reasons why you must consider getting intentional about your brand.